Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? This is going to be my first video, right? I'm going to try this out. So, if you are used to watching me on YouTube, then you know everything that's been going on YouTube, right? And if you don't know, it's just been a lot. And I don't really want to go through everything. I'm trying to figure out different things to do on YouTube that still piques my interest. And that's been difficult because I've done a lot on YouTube, right? And so and like really thinking about things and trying to figure out what am I still interested in. I still love giving my opinion. I still love talking to you guys. I still love seeing you guys give your opinion. So I was thinking, why not create like a live podcast-esque type of scenario where I come on live and we give our opinion on certain topics, right? Because everyone has an opinion. And so I decided to kind of create this like tester, if you will, about me giving my opinion on certain things and then me seeing what you guys think about certain topics. So this collection of videos, as I try to start this off, is going to be called Everyone Has an Opinion. All right. So this is the first video. We'll see how it goes. Yay. Because I've done so much on YouTube and it's like I don't know. Yeah, I've done a lot on YouTube, right? So not only has a lot been going on with YouTube, but a lot has been going on in my life. Okay. And I've created this online streaming platform called Watch ACTV, and it's watchactv.com. And it's a further or bigger, larger extension of me creatively with producing original scripted content for you guys to consume. And so that's taken up a lot of my time. And then life in and of itself has really like tried to swallow me whole, and has taken up a lot of my time. But I'm real like verbal on Instagram and Twitter now. So more so Instagram and then Twitter second, and then I'm very rarely on Facebook, right? And so I see a lot of the posts. I see a lot of the neighborhood talk stuff. I see a lot of what are their names? There's two black prominent profound speaking I'll just say bloggers. One's a woman. I think her name is Leanne or Lily or something like that. And then the guy that I'm about to show you, I watch them often. I come across the stuff often. And so it's been brought to, like, I saw a video of him talking about the Jeffrey Dahmer situation, right? And that's the first topic that we're going to talk about. And I want everybody to sound off with their opinions on this topic, right? The Jeffrey Dahmer series on Netflix is causing a lot of controversy, right? And so uh I was approached by one of my actors, Rico Cassadine, to have you seen the Jeffrey Dahmer series on Netflix? And I was like, no. And immediately I was like, I have no intentions on watching it. And he was like, oh, it's so good. It's so good. You should watch it. You should watch it. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't plan on watching it. I didn't think about watching it. I don't want to watch it. There are various reasons why I don't want to watch it. One, I have a problem with watching films that are depicted of real life when or if it's glorifying violence in a way that I'm not feeling satisfied that the victims are the heroes at the end, if that makes sense. Like, I'm one of those individuals that don't like the villains. Everyone was cheering on Thanos, like, yeah, I want him to win, dust everybody. And I'm like, no, why are the heroes losing? I don't want the heroes to lose. And so when I'm given the opportunity to watch something that's based on truth or something that's created and made up, I would rather watch something that's created and made up if we're talking about victims being, killed and, the villain winning and, all of that. So I know about Jeffrey Dahmer. What my mind allows me to remember about him is that he was a serial killer, right? And he preyed on people and he killed people. That's the gist of it. It's real life events. I was alive when this was happening. I don't want to watch his story. I don't care about his story. You know what I'm saying? He killed a lot of people. I don't want to know about it. I'm not intrigued by the visual stimulation of it and like a scripted format. Like, who decides to put this stuff together? I don't know. You know, everybody is entertained by certain things, but I'm not entertained by that, Uh, and so for me, I just had no interest. Didn't say that it was a horrible flick. Didn't say it was, it should have never been made or whatever. I just don't have a desire to watch it. And so I was explaining that to Rico, and he was like, "No, it's really good, da 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 da, and it's amazing, and you get to see the in depth, and what happens, and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Okay, I still don't care, right?" So I put up a post on. No, I was coming across one of the people that I mentioned in the beginning. This man, I'm bad with names, so I'm about to show you in a second. But I came across his video, and he was talking about it. So let's go to the video. We'll do it this way, right?
Focusing on a real life serial killer who took the lives of 17 people has become the #1 show on Netflix, despite the controversy with over 196 million hours viewed from September 19th to September 25th. Let's talk about it. Jeffrey Dahmer molested and murdered mostly black men and boys, and to see people making edits and thirst traps of him is a little off-putting. Also recognizing that Netflix being able to sensationalize and monetize this story in a way at the expense of black people and their suffering is also a little grotesque. And just so we're clear, I know some folks don't say we need to tell his story. There's been at least 5 films made on this man. Like Erica said, I'm not telling anyone what to watch. I know true crime media is huge right now, but if you're actually curious about the victims, my family, the Isabels, are pissed about how this show is re-traumatizing over and over again. And for what? How many movie shows, documentaries do we need? Thoughts in the comments. The Dahmer series Monster, focusing on a real.
All right. So yeah, I vibed with everything that he said, and I was reiterating, right? Because I posted it on my Instagram, A Connection TV, and I was like, yeah, I vibe with what he says, right? So my original post, and I always seem to like get people in their feelings when I say certain things, right? It just happens, I'm sure you have that happen to you. Everybody has an opinion. And so there are certain things that are triggering for me, right? First, and it always goes back to this. People don't want to admit that it goes back to this, but for me, it goes back to the the fundamentals and the foundation of who I am as a person, right? When you see me first on the street, you see a black man, okay? When you get to know me, then you get to know about my interpersonal life. But I live this all day. So this is where I come from. This is where I speak from. This is what I know all day, right? A lot of people say, I don't see color. I don't, you see color because you see the person that you're walking up to. You see the person that you're having a conversation with. Okay. And then coupled with all of that, we live in today's world. So we see and know everything that's intertwined and entangled with color, right? So it is what it is. People can make it sound cute by saying, oh, I don't see this. You do, because if you're walking up to me, you see it, right? If you see the color of the top that I have, then you see color, right? And so I'm being specific and direct for a reason, right? And so for me, I tend to always give my opinion, because everyone has an opinion. I tend to always give my opinion and my view about, or it stems from a place that I know first, right? I speak from what I know, right? I'm a black man. Okay, cool. And so when I know that in the Jeffrey Dahmer series, it's a white man killing a lot of black people and preying on black people or whatever the case may be, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. One, I see it on the news enough. Okay, I see it on the news enough. Two, I live the life of being a victim based on my skin color. Two, so it's like, why do I constantly want to see the same stuff on my television screen? I don't, which is what my original comment, my original post said on my Instagram. And then people got in their feelings. Oh, so you're okay with black people killing black people? So you're, why did he have to mention that? I'm mentioning it because this is what I live. And yes, there are some Black individuals that don't look at things the way that I do, right? Because everyone has an opinion, but you can't negate my feelings about something when I live it every freaking day, when I have to worry about certain things every freaking day just because of the way that I look. So you can't tell me not to view something in that way. What? Why do I want to watch this? I don't want to watch the Jeffrey Dahmer series. And that's okay. But apparently it wasn't because, you know, a lot of people felt a certain way. And so I want to go over the comments. People had a lot to say about it. So I changed my original post because, sometimes when I speak, people don't really get it. And so I had to rearrange my post. So my post now says, I'm not watching this because I have the option to not watch it. It's simple. I didn't even know that there was a group of people who didn't want to watch this. Someone brought this up to me and suggested I should watch it. And I said, no, thanks. It's simple. Why are people mad that people are deciding not to watch this for whatever reason they choose? What I watch or don't watch don't make you bathe. So relax, right? And I had to change it because it was people who were getting heated in the comments. So let's go through a lot of these comments, okay? Um, DT says I'll pass, right? So will I. We have another comment that says I love how it sheds light on Glenda Cleveland because she tried to save the victims. Okay, cool. Everyone has an opinion. Another person said, I'm not interested no matter the race. I think it's wrong to have families be traumatized again. I remember when it happened, and that was enough for me. Okay, cool. I can vibe with that, right? And so here is Aina, aka Olivia, aka Culture Club. So if you at least start on the trial episode, as I did, you can focus less on the actual crimes themselves and on the systematic racism that was played out even in his sentencing, etc. It's important to watch to see even today how these people who admittedly are not aided in Dahmer not only existing in the spaces he did victimizing Black and brown bodies, but how they regaled him. Child, I can't read right now. After he was caught, you really want to see the disgust. It's not Dahmer. It's all the people who wanted to profit, wanted to idolize. That's the evil and the enemy you need to learn about. It's the aftermath of Dahmer that was most important. That's the true sickness. Okay, so we'll stop there, right? And I'll come back on screen. Okay, because I heard you. And thanks, James. I appreciate that. Okay, so I heard you, right? I read what you said. And okay, and I no, right? I don't need to um I don't need to watch that to understand how systematic racism works. I've been on this earth long enough. Okay. And I don't need to watch that to see how evil some people are or people were in around that situation, right? Life has taught me that already. I know that already because of the life that I live. Again, I don't need to watch it. Okay. So let's go back. Um, Another person said, agreed, canceled my Netflix a while ago anyway. They're lost to me. Another person said, I haven't watched it and have no interest in it. Another person said, well, clearly we needed one more because this one has everyone talking and learning details that they didn't know. Okay. Another one said, I'm not watching it either. And I swear they only make shows about Black death for entertainment purposes. Imagine making a show with this tone about the Holocaust. Cast a Hollywood heartthrob as Hitler and let him be romanticized and thirst trapped in memes. They would never. Ooh, wait, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Ah, let's get into it because that's fact. That is fact. Okay. That is fact. But there have been, I think, what Taika Waititi Taika Waititi, whatever his name is. I think he did make a film where he talked about I think Hitler was was one of his main characters, and it was kind of like a dark comedy or something. Y'all let me know if the comments if I'm incorrect, but I believe that's the case. Um and I think it was Oscar nominated or something. But I don't think he in that movie. I think it was about how he grew up and how he came to be, I think. I could be wrong. But I don't think they highlighted the Holocaust. Okay? Again, correct me if I'm wrong. All right. But yes, okay. Let me get the person's name. Isaiah. We would never see that. We would never see that. James Hudson says, I'm old enough to have lived through the Dahmer and remember, lived through Dahmer and remember one of the victims, Green, home for funerals in the 90s. Okay. So yeah, we would never see that. So Isaiah is correct. We will never see that, and we would never see that, right? But again, if I'm incorrect, let me know the movie where we saw that, right? And yes, you know, I believe, hey, correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I'm going off emotion and thoughts and all of that. You know, everyone has an opinion. Dahmer, you know, handled multiple people, right? And so, okay, cool. But still, why do I want to see this glorified on my screens? Why do I want to see this in a cinematic format? I don't, right? And so let's go back. Let's go back to the comments. You know, I want to get these comments going through them. You know, because everyone has an opinion. Um, and a black man allegedly produced this one. Okay, I care not. I really don't. I thought he was going to give his opinion. Okay. Derek says exactly. I've been refusing to watch this as well. I've watched the documentary years ago. I don't see why he needs a TV show to show us again what the doc's been told us. They really are sensationalizing this man and what happened. Meanwhile, the victims' families have to deal with everyone talking about their murdered family members. It's ridiculous. Um, Golden Bear says it's crazy how many people find his obsession and actions even entertaining to earn about let alone made into an entertaining show like these are real families and are real lives that were tortured and you know it's horrific. Um Ms. Laura Lopez says so why post about it? Okay, because I wanted to. Why post about anything? Okay, why have an Instagram? Because everyone has an opinion, right? And I wanted to post about it. So it is what it ti is. You know what I'm saying? Like, why leave your comment? All right, let's continue. Um, let's go back. Let's go back. All right. Isaiah says, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. There's a whole new generation of people, including myself, that never heard anything about this story until now. The story is traumatizing, so is slavery, but that doesn't mean we should stop telling the story or shed light on its history so people are cautious, aware, seek support, and help if they find themselves in similar situations or circumstances. That was very good. I liked that. I was even offered like another uh opinion or side to look at with regards to slavery last night. I went out to help my little brother, Devin, celebrate his birthday. His birthday is today. And, you know, one of his good friends was speaking on the fact of why, because we talked about Will Smith in the new trailer that came out, Emancipation or whatever. And it looks good. It looks cinematic, looks great. Will Smith is a tremendously good actor. But one of the issues with Aina was that she was tired of seeing slave movies, and so am I. I am as well. I'm tired of it. I've seen it over and over and over again, right? But then you know, Devin's friend was like, "Well, okay, that's great that you've seen it, right? But what about the younger generation that if none of these movies are made anymore, what will they like? How will they know what their ancestors have been through, what Black people have been through? If we all of a sudden, for the next 30 years, stopped making slave movies, do you think that the younger generation will know our plight? And to that, I was like, Okay. 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 I understand what you're saying. That makes sense. I can understand that. But I'm still of the belief that Hollywood will love and always will love to financially support a slave movie, right? But you don't really see a lot of women king movies. You don't really see a lot of Black Panther, Wakanda Forever movies being heavily produced. There are what, like 80 slave movies to the two that I just mentioned? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, yeah, let's make a 85th slave movie so people in their teens today can understand what we've been through. But can we couple that with another Woman King movie? For every slave movie, can we get 2 Women King movies? Since there's so many different stories to tell, so many different slave stories to tell, I'm sure there's just as many Women King movies to tell. I mean, I would hope so. I would hope so. Okay, and so this is the one I wanted to get to because official Duran, like he was going in, right? So first, let me say that there are numerous docs and few movies and series about Dahmer and other serial killers. Why is this series causing such a fake outrage? You're tired of seeing whites killing off blacks, but what about blacks killing off blacks? There is only an outrage because this particular series has become popular and more talked about than the previous ones. The crimes he committed didn't change. Also, this series also focused on the victims and their families. It was not just about Dahmer killing and eating people. If you haven't seen it, you really can't go on what others say or even have an opinion. False. False. Okay. False. Um, people can always have an opinion. Okay, everyone has an opinion, right? Now, depending on your experiences or whatever it is that you're talking about, your opinion may be weighted or light. Okay, um, my opinion is weighted because I'm not judging or giving my opinion on the show as a whole. I'm just saying I don't want to watch something for very specific and poignant reasons. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Also, I wasn't led by what Homeboy said in my reposted video on Instagram. I was led by how I felt, and it hasn't changed, right? And so it is what it is. Let's see what you guys are saying over here in the comments. The way he pled insanity was a slap in the face. Okay. He deserves all 900 years he got. Okay. Um, it sheds a light on the death penalty and who should get it. Okay. The best part of Dahmer is knowing he's okay. I vibe with you on that. The movies with black people in them, no one watches. Well, um, I don't know. I don't know. Like CEO, that's a very bold statement. I mean, the Black Panther was the first MCU Black Panther film made over $1 billion. So I don't know if I would, say that. And Woman King was number one its first weekend. So it's just Woman King is being met with a lot of controversy because of how they portrayed the tribe and the fact that 2 white women were the writers of the film. But I think the film, in my opinion, it was just a perfect film. I think it probably would have never been made had the MCU didn't make the first Black Panther film. I don't think Woman King would have ever been thought of to be made, right? Uh, so I think that it was important, and I think that for me, Woman King was pretty much a perfect film because yes, it was based on real events, based on a real tribe, all of that, right? But it showed the complexities that both cultures were doing and or dealing with at the same time. It wasn't the regular trope of white overpowering black. Okay, they show the dynamics of black taking advantage of black, and white taking advantage of white, and white taking advantage of black, and black taking advantage of white, all in one film, right? That was great to see. It wasn't just something that I was like, I wasn't just drilled in, oh, slavery and massa and oh, they're taking us away from our land again. Tired of it. Tired of it. I was met with, okay, massa, and they're taking us away. But no, because black people are coming to save our people. You know what I'm saying? Like I was even having one of the black guys as like an enemy to the tribe it showed a good dynamic of adversity and villainy in a film that's not normal to see, you know? So I was here for that. And people showed up to watch it. And everybody that I've come across that have seen Woman King says that it's a perfect film. So, you know, we need more Women King films. Um I'm more concerned about Evan Peters' mental state. Ryan Murphy always has him playing really dark, psychologically twisted characters. I really hope he's taking care of his mental health. I hope so too. I hope so too. Because when I saw him playing the role, I was like to get like, I mean, you really have to just like be in it, right? And so that's a lot. Acting is no joke. Um, CEO says, I appreciate the representation of Woman King. I must say, it was a phenomenal film. Amazing. Okay. Amazing twists and turns, teachable moments. You get to see chocolate black women in a space of power. What? Ah, it was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal film. And oh my God, one of the best parts of the film, and I won't give it away, but even though two women wrote this, we don't get the natural idolized romantic situation to come out of the film. You know, a woman's scorned and she's going through her adversity and a man comes save her. Oh my God, it was so good that we did not get that. I was like thrilled. I was like, what? Oh my God. Because they're always shoving down our throats, man meets woman, let's kiss. Let me save the day. Or like in like Jurassic Park, let me just say Jurassic Park. T-Rex is coming to kill them, and a man and woman find the opportunity to kiss each other. What? Who's thinking about that if a Tyrannosaurus Rex is coming to kill you? Anyways, I love Woman King. It was great. It was a great film. Nicole says, I thought they said it was a black woman who did Woman King. No, so a black woman director directed Woman King. Viola Davis produced, she's black, and two white women wrote it. And so that was a lot of the controversy from the beginning. And then the tribe that they portrayed in Woman King is a real tribe. And apparently people did not like how they didn't make the tribe as violent or as aggressive as they were reportedly or are in real life. They made them like a symbol of peace and hope. And apparently that tribe is, I don't know. But I still love the movie. I thought it was great. I thought it was different. I thought we weren't, you know, you weren't throwing us into the same vat of crap that we're used to being thrown into. At least that's just how I be feeling about certain things, you know. But again, everyone has an opinion. I want to move on a little bit. Segue. Because the title of this video is talking about other things than Jeffrey Dahmer. But definitely leave your comments below the video and let me know what you think about this whole Jeffrey Dahmer situation. And do you care? Is it problematic for people to say they don't want to watch this? Are you yelling at people because they don't want to watch the Jeffrey Dahmer series? Is it creating like a black hole in your heart? Like, is it that deep? No. It's not for me. It's not. But I'm still going to have my opinion. Why? Because everyone has an opinion. I want to move on to Big Brother. Big Brother post stuff. Now, I don't know if you all watch Big Brother or care about Big Brother, but I do. I like Big Brother. Big Brother is super dope, right? Uh and so I want to talk about Big Brother. So, for the first time, we have in US Big Brother regular series, we have a black woman winner in Taylor Hale. And if for those of you that may have come across my Big Brother videos, you have seen my comments about it, right? Uh Watching Taylor from the beginning, I just knew she was going to be a quote unquote problem, right? Because a lot of individuals can't take her. Like I knew as soon as she walked on the screen, as soon as she gave her like intro and all of that, I just like, okay, they're not gonna like her. They're not gonna like her. And so, you know, I was just hoping that she wouldn't come across as a person that like I just knew she was going to be, right? Or knew she was going to be perceived as. Unfortunately, I was right, and I just knew what I knew that she was going to be perceived as. People wasn't going to like her, thought she was cocky, stuck up, whatever, arrogant, whatever. They all did. The whole house did, and it became a thing, right? And she got bullied and ostracized and talked poorly about behind her back and to her face, yelled at by a man in front of people who did nothing to protect her or guard her from that. And Daniel, Nicole, who I thought I would end up liking in the show, becoming a part of the problem, and Taylor was met with so much adversity, and she ends up winning. There are moments where I was yelling at her in the screen, like, what are you doing? Make this move. What are you doing, girl? No, don't do it, And unfortunately, she couldn't hear me. She couldn't hear me. Taylor is one of those women that I would have protected to my detriment of my game. Like, I would have been Taylor's Joseph, but on the friend side of things, because I don't want her like that. I would have wanted Joseph, but I don't want her. But my game would have been destroyed if I was in that house with her, because no one would have been able to talk about her behind her back like they did, chastise her, ostracize her, yell at her like Daniel did, and make her feel less than like the house did if I was in that house. Because just her spirit, you could feel her spirit through the screen. She's a good chick. Now, she may have her qualms about her, as we all do. Like, there are things about me that, people may not necessarily like. There are things about me that rubs people the wrong way. Ooh, okay. But the root core of who I am is a good person. And I treat people the way that I want to be treated. And sometimes better. The things I can tell you. But at the same time, it's not often recognized when you are good and when you do good. At least it's not recognized, unfortunately, more so than not. It's not recognized by the people you actually do good for. Right? But that's a whole nother topic. We're not trying to get in my life. Okay. We're talking about other people's life, like Taylor. So, coming outside of the house and, seeing how she's handling the media and the representation or the presentation is astounding. And I'm hoping and praying that she's not weak when the camera goes off. I'm hoping and praying that she's not sobbing when the camera goes off, right? She's been in the house for so long. She knows how to handle herself clearly. But it could be a lot. I'm just happy that Joseph is there, apparently, according to her. And we've seen it, right? They've been watching the lives, okay? Um, they've been watching the lives. And so, you know, they're together, is what I'm saying. And Joseph seems like such a great man. Like, wow. Like, where did he come from? And to think that he was almost not casted. Like, where did he come from? Great man, right? Beautiful to look at. What? Everybody wants them to be together forever. I just hope they really find peace in each other, outside of Big Brother, right? And so I'm happy at the fact that she gets to have that comfort in Joseph, right? They both been through the same thing, right? All over at Chick Paloma, that was only in the house for a few days. Exactly. So what I wanted to do during this segment is like go through the Twitter feeds and what's happening on Twitter. So that's what I'm about to do on this segment when I discuss Big Brother, right? All right, let's see what she's saying.
Severely disappointed that she has not taken the opportunity to apologize to me personally or publicly. So there, we have not. And while I hope that her relationship with her mental health is improving, I'm also severely disappointed that she has not taken the opportunity to apologize to me personally or publicly.
So Paloma has been on podcasts and, doing her thing and talking about her experience for a couple of days. And I've just been like in a position not really caring about her thoughts and opinions because of her and Monty, spreading and, flooding the house with these lies. The Taylor hate train started. And, it just, I don't really care about what Paloma has to say. Paloma can't say anything in my mind, anything at all, right? Let's see what Taryn and her are talking about.
A prop for your own success. Mm-hmm. It's funny that my journey started and ended with Monty degrading me, but disguising how much he was doing it under the veil of, but I'm pro women. Mm-hmm. But I say I'm pro women, so I must be, right? Mm-hmm. But my one action, and I am a big actions person, as you always say, shows that I will choose women. But what are you choosing women for? A prop for your own success. Mm-hmm. It's
Ooh, wait, let's talk about it, baby. Let's talk about it. Is she right or is she right? She's right. She is right. She is very much so right. My whole thing about Monty, right? If you watch Big Brother, that's what we're talking about right now, Big Brother. My whole thing about Monty is, hold on one second. Is it there? Okay, yeah, it is there. My whole thing about Monty was that obviously he was great to look at, right? Another black man coming in. He's deep rooted. He's Latin. He's Latino. Okay, cool. Deep rooted in that. But when people see him, they're gonna say black. They're not gonna say Hispanic. They're not gonna say Latin. They're not gonna say whatever. They're gonna say black, right? You look at him, you see black. Beautiful, gorgeous man. Apparently well spoken. The way that he came across screens often, whenever he spoke his mind, you can understand what he was saying. He has the ability to articulate well, right? But what got my gears going in the beginning of all this is when Paloma was trying to scheme and plot like day one, minute one, hour one, week one, trying to plot and get the women against the men. Mind you, she was already having her qualms about Taylor because Taylor was coming across too strong and fierce for her to handle, right? But immediately it was this thing where a black woman is helping a black man out by saying, hey, bro, calm yourself down a little bit because this is what could be potentially happening here. And I'm just letting you know the things that are being said. Because Monty had a thing for Paloma, which Monty has said on the streams, he was like, oh, no, not Paloma. Paloma's not coming after me. Paloma's not coming after me. Mind you, Taylor didn't say that Paloma was coming after Monty specifically. Taylor said that the women as a whole are seeing men potentially as a threat. So you want to make sure that you are cool enough with the women so they don't see you as a threat, right? You know, here is that run tell that mentality where you tell somebody something and things get confused and misunderstood. And then he goes tell Paloma, and Paloma just blows the house up with this, no, I didn't do that, and da-da-da-da, and she's trying to whatever, this whole lie, right? And from then moving forward, Taylor is just met with so much hate and vitriol and like, oh my God, we hate this woman. Let's get this woman out the house. And immediately I looked at Monty like, you sorry son of a, like, what? There's so many problems with this for me, right? Again, I started this whole video talking about I live through my experiences and I am who I am because of the color of my skin, based on how the world has forced me in a position to always think about this, right? To never not be aware that this could potentially be a possibility is what I'm saying. Hopefully everyone hears the words that are coming out of my mouth. So, okay, we come out of a season where we have our first Black winner, the Cookout. The Cookout makes this huge splash in Big Brother history. And me, as a Black man, talking to a Black woman, having a generous conversation, I'm all of a sudden not going to believe anything this is like day 2, 3, whatever, week 1. And I'm not going to believe her because I have a thing for Paloma and we've already established a chemistry with each other. What? Now, I'm not saying, because we're in Big Brother, I'm not saying he should have believed every single word that Taylor said, but there was a couple things. One, there was no reason for Taylor to lie to you right out the gate. Y'all don't even know each other. And two, you needed to listen to what she said, because what you relayed back to Paloma was incorrect. She didn't even say any of that, you know? And so right then and there, Monty is the cause. Paloma and Monty are the cause for everything that Taylor went through. And it just sucked. But she's right. Monty was not here for the women. Monty talked about Taylor poorly. And I never really liked Monty up until he apologized. And then that apology just was so fake because he went back to his old ways. And so I'm glad that she's speaking about Monty in this way. Let's continue, because I could go on and on and on.
From West Palm Beach, Florida. I do personal training. It's like a big part of my life. My brother's a type 1 diabetic, so like that's how I got into fitness.
Single or married?
Wait, we talking in the house or outside the house? I'm just kidding. I'm single.
If you weren't, you are now, babe.
No, yeah, straight up.
Can I just say that I love Jailer? I do.
About Big Brother in just a moment, but first, God. All right, we're going to talk about Big Brother in just a moment, but first, God. All right, we're going to talk about.
Okay, why does this look like an interview with an inmate? Okay, y'all are crazy on Twitter. First off, y'all are really insane on Twitter, and I love it. But it does. It looks like he's an inmate. Okay. Shout out to Julie. Julie is cool. And, you know, I'm never going to challenge anyone's religious beliefs. But, whoa, the way she be forcing her thoughts and opinions on people in these interviews. I was watching her interviewing Taylor, and it was just so off-putting. Every statement she had to bring up her faith and belief and try to force it on Taylor. And Taylor's just dodging every question, like, well, you know, And Julie's like, well, was it God that got you through it? And was it God that made you? And was it God? And how do you feel about God? I was like, girl, she already answered your religious question already. Why are you trying to drill this down her throat? Like, what is going on here? And, you know, Taylor handled it. Taylor handled it quite well. All right. This was all of us sane people during the Monte era. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did not want her to do that. We did not want her to do that at all. Like, what? Oh my God. Yeah, you live and you learn, though. Paloma speaks about her mistreatment towards Taylor.
I was like calling her like a bitch and all this stuff because, like, you know, there was a couple things that she said to me, like, we're not going to get into things.
Girl.
But nonetheless, like, she's not a bad person at all. Like, we got to know each other. But I was saying some like fucked up shit. I was like, oh, like, fuck this girl. Like, like no one likes her. And like, she won the show. You know what I mean? Like,
and did. And you did not. You exited stage left, you know, and again, I hope her mental stuff is better. Okay. She's been out of the house for 3 months. So let's hope, right? But Taylor won the show. So it is what it is. Nicole Weaver did not hold back in this Monty interview. Let's see what was being said. So question, you said a lot more about Taylor's character behind her back. You called her abrasive for wearing her finale outfit. You told Terrence she was condescending and doesn't understand herself. You were in the room when Terrence called her a sellout. You agreed she needed to be put in her place for making you feel like an idiot after the alleged lie. Did you ever consider telling Taylor any of these possibly hurtful things so she wouldn't be surprised later, given you guys became intimate? Ooh! Okay. You validated Taylor's mistreatment after she took back her headphones and mentioned how long everyone had been away from their family. You even said you would have reacted harsher if it wasn't for the cameras. Can you explain what you thought the appropriate private reaction was in that situation? I think a lot of fans, specifically women, honestly really want to know what that could have possibly meant. Woo! Jesus! Another question. Taylor took the time to talk about how colorism has affected her life earlier in the season with you. When you were talking to Taylor about how she was being perceived, she asked why Nicole Leog and Amira Jones didn't get the same treatment. You said you never got that impression from them. But Nicole and Amira put you into a tough spot in the storage room over evicting Joe Pooch. Nicole said it's Pooch or it's you. A targeted statement that didn't get much of a reaction from you. What would you say to those that think your difference in these situations might be related to a colorist bias? Oh, Jesus! What? What is Jesus? Oh my God. Whoa. Those are like, dang, do they have his response? I need to find this interview. Whoa. Okay. I really need to, wow, I need to see this interview. God dang. Jesus. That's interesting. I think that as a viewer, what I got from this situation, like Game wasn't mentioned almost at all. And it wasn't like a pen in the conversation. It was like, this is how I feel now going to take a break. And like, I understand, and only as a fan, that the house is a pressure cooker. So I just see like there might be other outside stressor factors. But it's interesting to me now to hear that Game was any part of it, because to be honest, it seemed like you felt like you're in a very powerful role. You had two allies with you at the end, and you knew that. You had your pick, and you were very confident you can beat Turner. That's why you picked him over Brittany, where I think Taylor had less power. And honestly, as a female viewer, I kind of felt bad that I felt even if she felt like she should have stood up for herself, she really couldn't in that situation if she wanted to be taken to the end. But it's interesting that you're saying now you're putting game into that and saying that's a whole talk about that's a and saying that's a whole we'll talk about it later when it seemed very definitive. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. And so Taryn has a 6-hour interview with Taylor. I'm probably gonna watch it in like spurts. I don't know about watching the whole entire thing. Uh I don't know. I like the clips that people are putting on the timeline, but 6 hours. Wow, that's a lot. At the end of the day, I'm extremely excited and happy the fact that Taylor is the winner. I was very emotional for her, and there were moments where I wanted to yell at her, and there were moments where I wanted to yell at everyone that was, putting her through the ringer. But I'm happy that she came through victorious. Her speech was phenomenal. Her presentation always is phenomenal, and her presentation even outside of the house is phenomenal. I don't want to see her break. If she does break, let's not let it be on social media or publicize it. If she breaks, break with someone she feels comfortable with, i.e. Joseph. I don't understand why all of them are staying at Todrick's house. I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. But I just want her to be in a safe space always, right? Always, because she is wonderful. She is beautiful. Her answers are so impactful. Like, I just love her, and I think she is great, and I'm glad she won. I'm so glad she won. All right. I want to move on to my third topic. And my third topic is talking about Big Brother. I mean, not Big Brother, child. Talking about Black Panther and Wakanda Forever. Can we discuss Terrence? Ooh, there's really nothing to say about him. I mean, like he's trying to rectify his wrongs, I guess. He's definitely trying to rectify his wrongs. But he is a mess. Everyone in that house was a mess to Taylor, except for Joseph, Michael, and Brittany, right? Yeah, everybody was a mess to her. But I want to say something about Black Panther, the Wakanda Forever trailer, right? I just want to speak on it briefly. Ryan Coogler, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go here. Let's go here. We're gonna go. Let's go to the IMDb page. Ryan Coogler, thank you. Thank you. I don't know. I don't know. I find myself getting a little emotional at this particular moment. But Ryan Coogler is an artist. He is amazing. From what I know, okay? Ryan Kyle Coogler is an African-American filmmaker and producer who is from Oakland, California. He is known for directing the Black Panther film series, Creed, a Rocky spinoff, and Fruitvale Station. He frequently casts Michael B. Jordan in his works. He produced the Creed sequel, Judas and the Black Messiah, and Space Jam: A New Legacy. If there's anyone that I would love to meet in the industry, let's talk about that real quick. People that I would love to meet in the industry, like right now, like in my years of being on this earth. Right now, I would love to meet Will Smith. Period. I would love to meet that man. And be able to shoot the crap with him for like an hour or a week. Okay. Another person I would love to meet in the industry, Ryan Coogler. Watching the Black Panther trailer 1 and 2, first one, I cried. Second one, I was moved from the first frame and the first beat that came on. Moved. Artistry, cinematography, visual orgasm. What is this story about? Because it's over 2.5 hours long. Intrigued. I want to be engulfed in the world of Wakanda forever. He is an amazing talent. And I'm just like completely here for all of it. Completely here for all of it. And I can't wait to see it. And so like I would love to meet him because he's an artist. And I just vibe with everything that he's doing. And this Black Panther film, I'm ready for it. Look at this. Wakanda Forever, Black Panther. What? Looks amazing. This looks amazing, right? Can't get enough. Can't get enough. Right? And so let's look at the actors. Angela Bassett, awesome, right? Is this for Wakanda Forever? Okay. Angela Bassett, awesome as Ramonda. Martin Freeman, Tanakh Huerta, Namor, Lupita Nyong'o as Nakia, Danai Guerrero Okoye, Letitia Wright, Shuri, Michaela Cole, Anika. I wish it said Aurora. I wish it said Aurora. Winston Duke and Baku, Dominique Thorne, Riri Williams. Is he at the bottom list of this? Where is he at? I don't see him. Am I missing it? Maybe I'm missing it. Where is he at? Are they not mentioning him in the I don't see Michael B. Jordan in this. In the credits. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Written by Ryan Coogler and Joe Robert Cole. I guess I don't know. That's interesting. I don't see him written. I don't see him at all in this. Okay. I can't wait to see this film. Have y'all gotten y'all tickets yet? I got my tickets. You've not seen Black Panther? And you want to meet Morgan Freeman and Denzel Washington. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I got my tickets already. And I just can't wait. I just can't wait to see this film. I really can't. And in your opinion, well, you definitely should see the first Black Panther, Dat Boy K. You definitely should see it. It's a good film. But I feel like Wakanda Forever is going to be a better film. We have newer technology out. The world has changed and shifted culturally. You know, we have the unfortunate passing. You know, of Chadwick Boseman. I don't know. I just feel like this film is just definitely going to be no, it will not be a date night for me. No. I got the ticket. I got one ticket and I'm going by myself. You know, I find that going to the theaters with people, if they're not enthralled in the theater and they want to talk, annoys me. And I don't really like going to the theater is like a thing for me where I hug myself and I love myself. And it's just for me, right? And so yeah. I'm looking forward to Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and my goal is to try to get these videos to just stop at an hour. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back for another Everyone Has an Opinion video, but definitely leave your comments below this video. I want to hear all your opinions on Big Brother post issues, the Jeffrey Dahmer series, and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Are you going to see it? Leave your comments below so we can chop it up. Thank y'all for watching, and I'm cutting off at an hour. Love y'all. Deuces.